fingerprint on it or something. There we go. That's better. Oh, I probably look better when I'm blurry. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I do not have the live chat up just yet. Shortly, we will have it up. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, we're putting it on the Coke 12-pack again here in the room. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's time for me to... re-log in, I guess, to my Wi-Fi in the room. If they allow me to. Let's see here. What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. Game's getting ready to get underway. We are ready to rock and roll. There we go. Enter my room number, last name Johnson. Upgrade the Wi-Fi package. Ready to rock and roll. All right, so back on the internet here. But anyways, excuse me. Morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Glad to have you guys all tuning in. I know we're getting off to a super late start, so I do apologize. Had a little late night last night, but hey, we had a lot of fun. Greg Engel, good morning. Alex, good morning. Zach Key, good morning. Joe, good morning, as well as congrats, Joe. I saw the picture that you sent me. I'm very happy for you and your wife and the whole family. Michael, good morning. Juan, good morning. Anybody else tuning in, good morning. That's hiding out. Not going to be live for too long, but we are going to jump right into it. But first things first, UFC is early today. UFC starts at 2 p.m. Eastern time. All right, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're not on board the UFC, get your asses in gear and get on board the UFC. That way you do not miss out on any of the fun stuff that FC's got planned for everybody. Last week's Max Fight Pick was a draw. So everybody that was on it last week gets it this week. And it's going to be a good one. Hold on one. Let's see here. By the way, Guaranteed Saturday is posted. If you do not see it in your account or you did not earlier, go log back in. Chances are it's already there for you guys. They had a small little hiccup. Here, all good morning as well. They had a small little hiccup. And we got it fixed, so. We got it fixed. So, all that's good to go. Rich, good morning. Jesus, good morning. Who do we like in the Wilder fight? You know, me personally, no opinion on that. You guys know me. I'm not a huge boxing fan. I will ask FC who he likes. And we'll go from there. And if I could get that information, I will definitely relay it to you guys. Ronald, my brother, from another mother, what's going on? Uh-oh, one thing that I do need to do is I need to plug everything in or else it's all going to die. So bear with me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Don't mind me. I'm just plugging stuff in. Almost done. Almost ready to rock and roll for you guys. And then we'll be good to go. And then we'll be good to go. All right. Look at that. We're done. Boom. We're back. All righty. Edward says, let's go. Killer day yesterday. Yes, it was. Jeff, what's going on, my brother? Rich says I'm going to have to freeze dry some of those fish. Now we got to keep them alive. If they are not alive, we get disqualified. Clint, what's going on, man? It says Fury, Fury, Fury. Alrighty. I don't know about you guys, but I am definitely ready to rock and roll this morning. And let's jump right into it, guys. And see what kind of fun we can do today. All right. Ron, good morning. Joe Free. Oh, it's my pleasure. Brandon, you were at a Metallica at a Dropkick concert yesterday, and you didn't bet the Dodgers. You had the clean sweep. If you missed the Dodgers play yesterday, you had a clean sweep of the board because the Dodgers got us yesterday, man. The Dodgers flipping got us. Pisses me off, man. Dodgers got us yesterday. All right, let's refresh these college football lines. Temple, Cincinnati over yesterday. Cha-ching. Charlotte, first half money line and the full game money line. Cha-ching. Stanford. Close, but no cigar. Close, but no cigar. All right, so let's jump into it. Let's take a look at some of the early football. Florida State, North Carolina, guys. That is in later game. We'll take a look at that one a little bit later in the day if we have time. But first things first, let's jump right into it. Michigan State and Rutgers game 3:15, 3:16. Michigan State hot 5-0. We've made a lot of money on Michigan State. 4-1 against the spread, 3-2 to the over. Going up against a 3-2 Rutgers team who is 4-1 against the spread. 3-2 to the over. Let's start with Rutgers. They started out the year winning 3 straight, beating Temple, Syracuse, and Delaware. Then they finally had to play some real teams. They lost to Michigan 20-13, and they just got their asses pounced and handed to them by Ohio State back on the second, 52-13. And then you've got Michigan State. All right, Michigan State 5-0. When's the last time they started out 5-0 with some big wins under their belt? They beat Northwestern 38-21. They beat Youngstown State 42-14. They beat Miami 38-17. They beat Nebraska 23-20. And then last week's guaranteed Saturday, my game of the week last week against Western Kentucky, laying 10.5. They beat them 48-31. They are 4-1 against the spread, 3-2 to the over, with their last game going over as well. Rutgers 9-1 against the spread. Their last 10 games against solid defensive teams, allowing less than 22 points a game. When they're playing a very defensive-minded team, Rutgers is 9-1 in their last 10 games. Michigan State just 2-13 against the spread when they're revenging a loss, and they will be revenging last year's beatdown by Rutgers. Now, Michigan State 9-1 to the over on the road before having to play Indiana. Next week, they get Indiana. All right, next week they get Indiana. The week before, 9-1 to the over when they're on the road the week before playing Indiana. Just throwing that out there. All right, we're going to jump through these guys because we get game start in 11 minutes. Maybe we can get through 2 or 3 of these. Michigan State averaging 37.8 points per game on offense, giving up just 20.6 points per game on defense. They're averaging 211 on the ground, 5.6 yards per carry. Excellent running team. They're averaging 256 in the air, 9.3 yards per passing attempt. Excellent dual threat there with the run game as well as passing it down the field. You've got Rutgers who averages 29.8 points per game on offense. They give up just 21.2 points per game as well. Very, very defensive-minded team, and we'll talk about the defenses here in a second. Rutgers a little lackluster when it comes on the offensive side, averaging just 350 a game on the ground and in the air, 147 on the ground, 203 in the air. When you look at the defenses, Michigan State's run defense is giving up just 3.3 yards per carry. They average defending 36 rushing plays a game, giving up 119 on the ground. They average giving up 310 in the air at 6.6 yards per passing attempt. Their liability, their weak spot is giving up the passes. However, they're not giving up the big long bombs. They're giving up 6.6 yards on average per passing attempt. And they've been giving up or averaging, having to defend 11 more passing plays a game than run plays. Now, Rutgers, on the other hand, their defense, they're giving up 3.8 yards per carry. Very similar run defense, giving up 132 on the ground, a little more yards per game. However, their passing game, their secondary, has been able to lock down some teams, not all, some teams. They're giving up 187 on average in the air, but keep in mind, a lot of those stats were padded against Temple, Syracuse, Delaware. All right, not against Michigan or Ohio State. Those two teams had their way with them. Now, when you look at strength of schedule, you've got one who's 3-2 with 3 gimme games. And then you've got another one who's 5-0 that's had maybe 1 gimme game, and that was Youngstown State. Northwestern, they beat. Miami they beat. Nebraska, they beat. Western Kentucky, they beat. 4 teams that would definitely give Rutgers either a run for their money or total beatdown. All right? So as far as this one goes, line on this one, Michigan State, where did the line go on this one? There it is. Michigan State laying 4 or minus 180 on the money line. A little bit ago, it was minus 165 on the money line. I'm not going to lie. I put it in a small little parlay, and it's all the way up to 195 at the station casinos. I was just down there looking literally right before we went live. I did put it in a parlay with our first premium play. Other than that, and if you know what the premium play is and you know what the parlay that I did is, other than that, if I was going to do anything on Michigan State, it would be on the money line. All right. If I did anything on Michigan State, it would be a money line bet. I would lay the juice minus $1.80. I expect this one to be a close game, guys. I expect this game to be a close one. Therefore, I ain't going to lay the 4 points. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to take the money line. And Michigan State's schedule is about to tighten up. They get Indiana next week, Michigan, Purdue, Maryland, Ohio State, and Penn State. First 5 games are in the books. And those were the easy ones, all right? They get after today, they get an extremely tough schedule, and I don't think this is going to be an easy game for them. So if I was going to do anything, Michigan State money line. As far as the total goes, both offenses are averaging a lot of points. Both defenses are going to get us within a touchdown, all right, of what they average giving up. If I was going to do anything, I'd probably take the over. The over 49.5 might just be a bargain, but I'm going to lay off of it. Moving on down the list, Maryland and Ohio State. Real quick, just running through it. I think Ohio State puts up an absolute shit ton of points on Maryland. I don't know if it's going to pop the 71.5 total, but I think they cover. The line is laying 21.5. It's that hook that I don't like. Now, if you could buy it down a half a point or buy it down a full point to 20.5 or maybe even 19.5, I think it's a little more attractive than having to win by 22. But if I was going to do anything on this one, and we're rolling through some of these real fast, Ohio State is what I would take. But again, I would buy it down to at least 21 or 20.5. I'd buy it down a full point. Alex says, I really like Toledo minus 13 and Marshall laying 20. Toledo laying the 13 is enticing. Toledo laying 13 is definitely enticing against Northern Illinois. They absolutely smashed them last year, and they should be able to run all over them this year. Definitely should be able to. All right, so South Carolina and Tennessee. South Carolina and Tennessee. All right, game 351, 352. Whose comment was that? Was that Brian's comment? 351, 352. Yeah, today is my last official day of practice, and I am here with you guys. So here we are. So let's definitely make it count, all right? Let's make this short little live show count and put money in all of our pockets because I should be out fishing. It's my last day of practice. I'm probably going to suck in the tournament, and there's $150,000 on the line, but hey, I'm here with you guys, and that's all that matters. South Carolina, 3-2 straight up. 4-1 against the spread. 4-1 to the under. Then you got Tennessee. Oh, Tennessee, 3-2 straight up. 2-3 against the spread. 3-2 to the over. All right. Tennessee averaging 40.8 points a game. Been a long time since we've been able to see Tennessee averaging 40 points per game against it. Keep in mind that's against Bowling Green, Pittsburgh, Tennessee Tech, Florida, who they were held to 14 points, and then Missouri, who they put up 62 on. Edward says tons of promotion if I place in the tournament. I'm going to try. By the way, guaranteed Saturday, you have until 7 p.m. Eastern time to get on board. UFC is early, so don't miss out and get on board right now. Do it and do it now. All righty. Let's see. Taking a look and diving a little in depth into this one. First of all, Tennessee's laying 10.5 against South Carolina. They're laying 10.5. The total sitting over and under 56.5 as well. As far as this game goes, South Carolina's offense is anemic. They're averaging 330 a game on between the ground and the air. It's their defense that's been holding strong, but keep in mind that's against the likes of Eastern Illinois, ECU, Georgia, who they got smashed by and gave up 40. Kentucky, who they ended up losing to, but only gave up 16 points in that loss. And then the likes of Troy. So I think a lot of their numbers have been padded. and that's why we see, such low defensive numbers for South Carolina. I don't think that holds strong. I do not think they could stop that dual threat game of Tennessee. Not only do they average 254 on the ground at 5.3 yards per carry, excellent number. They're averaging 220 in the air at 7.9 yards per passing attempt. They are going to run the ball, SEC style, run the ball, jam it down your throat. They average 48 run plays to 28 passing plays, over 20 run plays a game more. The only thing that I don't like is the pace of play for the over, but I do lean towards the over 56.5. I do think we see some points. However, that run game, both are run-heavy programs. I mean, hell, even South Carolina averages 7 more running plays a game than they do passing plays. But if I was going to do anything on this one, I would definitely probably lean towards the over in this early game. Over 56.5 is enticing to me, but it's all that run-heavy game that makes me a little leery of it and makes me want to steer clear of it with a 10-foot pole. All right, so we got 3 minutes left. Let's take a look at another early game, and let's do a super speed, fast breakdown for a 3-minute one. All right, so Vandy and Florida game 369. Pop that one up right here. Vandy at Florida, guys. Florida 3-2 on the year, coming off a 20-13 loss to Kentucky. And then you got Vandy just 2-3 on the year with a win, 30-28 over UConn last week. Vandy 1-4 against the spread. Florida 2-3 against the spread. Florida's last 2 games have all gone under. 2-3 to the over, which means 3 games have gone under, 2 have gone over. However, Vandy's last 3 games have all gone over. And that's because they're giving up an absolute shit pile of points. They give up 41 in a loss to Stanford, 62 and their 62 to skunk loss against Georgia. And then they gave up 30 in the game against UConn as well. By the way, if you're on my personal plays or you're jumping on them, there's nothing early. All right, nothing early on my personal plays. We only have 1 premium play that is early. Everything else is later today. All right, everything else is later today. Very small slate of early games. But anyways, Vandy against Florida. Line on this one, Florida laying 39 points. 39 points with an over 59.5. If I did anything, I'm rolling with the over, baby. I'm rolling with the over. And probably Florida laying 39. I do lean towards Florida laying 39, but I don't like laying 39 this late in the season. But the over 59.5, I think is money. All right, I think it's money. All right, so we got that out of the way. Now, let's scroll down a little and take a look at some of the afternoon games. Get you guys on something free. Send you on your merry way. Put some money in your pocket. All right, because I know that's why you guys are here. And then let's have some fun. All right, and then let's have some fun. Because making money's fun, right? You guys all have fun making money? I know I do. All righty, so now, there's what I want to talk about. Ball State and Western Michigan, game 333 and 334. Ball State catching 12.5 points on the road against Western Michigan, who's laying 12.5, a minus 455 money line favorite, with a total over and under 57.5. When you pop up the information on this one, first of all, Ball State 2-3 on the year straight up, 1-4 against the spread. Western Michigan 4-1, 3-1-1 against the spread, and absolutely rolling. They lost their first game of the year against Michigan, 47-14. All right, 4 of their 5 games have all gone under the total. All right, their defense is holding teams to 300 yards a game offense. That is it. They're giving up 21.6 points per game. Western Michigan 12-3 to the under when playing on Saturday. All right, keep that in mind. Western Michigan's last 15 games played on Saturday, 12 of them have gone under the total. William tuning in via text. Good morning, my brother. Looking for my chapstick. Must be in the other room. Anyways, bouncing around to this game, first of all, Western Michigan rolling over everybody. 24-17 victory over Buffalo, 23-3 victory over San Jose State, 44-41 over big Pittsburgh, 28-0 over Illinois State, and then they were lost to Michigan. And then you take a look at Ball State. Most recently, somehow they beat Army. I did not expect that one. They beat up Army 28-16. They lost to Toledo 22-12. They held Toledo only 22. That's pretty damn good if you ask me. They got walloped by Wyoming 45-12. They got smashed by Penn State 44-13, and it took Penn a little while to get off the ground and lift off on that game. And then they ended up winning their first game of the season, 31-21 against Western Illinois. Are they going to win today? No. Ball State is not going to win today. Matchup in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Western Michigan is going to walk away with this one. The line is already up 1.5. I'm afraid we missed the juice on this one, but I would not be surprised by 3:30 Eastern time to see this game at 13 or 13.5. Even at 12.5, Western Michigan is still attractive to me. Western Michigan laying 12.5 is still attractive. They're averaging 26.6 points per game on offense. They're giving up just 21.6. However, they've had some tough competition, and the fact that they've won some very tough games against the likes of Buffalo, San Jose State, Pittsburgh, and then you look at the game against Illinois State where they beat them 28-0. That's the likes of what I'm expecting to happen here. Now, I expect some points. Ball State should be able to score some points as well. They're averaging 19 points a game, but they're giving up 29.6. All right, Western Michigan averaging 167 on the ground, 240 in the air, for a grand total of 307 yards a game on offense. Kind of lackluster if you ask me. However, Ball State averaging just 112 on the ground, 196 in the air. And then there's the defensive side of things, where Western Michigan's holding teams to 126 on the ground at 4.1 yards per carry and 174 in the air at 7.4 yards per passing attempt. Now, they're only having to, on average, defend 54 offensive snaps a game when they're on defense. That's because their offense is just milking and milking and milking the clock for a tune of 77 offensive snaps a game. And they ain't in a hurry for anything. All right? So, as far as this game goes, and they're +6 on turnovers. Talk about protecting the ball. As far as this game goes, I like Western Michigan. I'm going to bet Western Michigan laying the 12.5. Now, I don't think they blow them out. I think they win by 17, maybe 21. Hopefully 21. That gives us, a little extra room for cushion. But Western Michigan laying 12.5 is your free play, and we'll put that in the comment section. Now, I know we missed it, the better line earlier in the week, laying 11, but I still think 12.5 is still some great value and will be a nice win. Yeah, Jesse T. Man, what a game in that Braves game. Charlie Morton pitched an absolute gem, and shoulda, coulda, woulda on that one. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. All righty. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay. So, moving around, shaking and baking. How about that Georgia and Auburn game? What's your guys' opinion on that one? Georgia laying 14.5 against Auburn. Georgia laying 14.5 on the road. Rolling through a lot of teams. I mean, Georgia has just been an absolute on a tear. And so here's the crazy thing. You know, Georgia's 5-0 straight up, 4-1 against the spread. Hold on one second, guys. Four and 1 against the spread for Georgia, going up against a 4-1 Auburn team who's 3-2 against the spread. Let's talk about Auburn. All right, their only loss came by way of Penn State, 28-20. They just beat LSU on the road, 24-19. And I don't care how crappy of a team LSU is, beating them on the road is a tall task for any team, unless you're Alabama. They beat Alabama State in a game 62-0. They beat Akron 60-10. So they've showed that they can score a lot of points. But keep in mind, it's always Auburn. Now, their Georgia State game, 34-24 win. Their last game did go under. But then you look at Georgia. First of all, Georgia 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 meetings against Auburn. Beginning of the season, Georgia, in a barn burner, beat up Clemson 10-3. They beat UAB 56-7. They beat South Carolina 40-13. They beat Vandy 62-0. They beat Arkansas 37-0. Absolutely, Ronald, definitely going to. My take on Georgia's football, first of all, I am not a JT Daniels fan. I'm not a JT Daniels fanboy by all means. I didn't like him when he played at LSU. I still hate the guy when he plays at Georgia. However, he's a good quarterback. He really is. And their backup, in my personal opinion, I like even more. As far as this game goes, number 2 ranked Georgia, why they are not number 1 is beyond me. About what you're doing this season, not last. Georgia. Look at their schedule from here on out. They get Kentucky next week. Then they get a week off. They get Florida. That'll be a big game. Missouri, Tennessee, Charleston Southern, and Georgia Tech. They get by Auburn today and get by Florida in Florida on the 30th of October. They're going the whole way. They're going the whole way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games left. 12-0 Georgia coming up. As far as Georgia goes, let's be honest. Alabama's defense is a liability, in my opinion. Georgia, from all the teams that I've seen so far this season, is the most complete, well-rounded football team in college football. That's my opinion. I don't see a team. Now, maybe Nick Saban will be able to get the job done because it's Nick Saban. But I just don't see anybody beating Georgia this season. I really don't. I really don't. Georgia to win it all is a good possibility and probably a damn good bet. Now, I don't know what the odds are, but I like Georgia. And I'm not a big futures bettor. You guys know that, especially this early in the season. But if there's decent odds on it, after this week, obviously, there is probably some great value. Now, I'm pulling up the future odds from before the game started today. Georgia plus 175. See, in order for me to bet this early in the season, I'm not taking plus 175. No way. Alabama plus 150, Georgia plus 175. Michigan plus 3,000 has value. The comment disappeared too fast. Clint says, I believe Georgia will play and beat Bama twice. I believe they will play him. They're going to play him at least once in the SEC championship, more than likely, I believe. Carlos Daniel, I don't have a plan on the Michigan game. We didn't talk about the Michigan game yet. But yeah, Georgia, I like, but I don't like the plus 175. If it was in the 300 to 500s this early in the season, then yeah, you would definitely get me going. That's for sure. Texas with the touchdown, very nice. Very nice. So, moving along, this Georgia and Auburn game, I just can't see how Auburn's going to be able... I mean, Auburn runs the ball exceptionally well, though. They average 238 a game on the ground, 240 in the air. Georgia's defense has given up just 71 rushing yards a game and 110 passing yards a game. That is it. That is it. Clint, do I think Michigan can beat Ohio State this year? Yeah, I do. I think this is the most well-rounded, most complete team that Harbaugh has had at his tenure at Michigan. I think that this is, and you can see it in his coaching and his persona. He's a lot happier. A happy coach is a good coach. Let me tell you, a happy coach is a good coach. I don't think Ohio State's all that, but I do think Michigan will have an opportunity to beat them. But Michigan just can't beat themselves. Plain and simple. That coaching matchup, Harbaugh will have to win. I think that's what it'll come down to be honest. But as far as Georgia and Auburn goes, I like Georgia. I'm afraid of the big points in this one. I'm not sure I like 14.5. On the road, this is going to be one of their toughest challenges today. As far as the total goes, man, if Auburn's defense lets up, watch out. Georgia will put up some points in a heartbeat. We've already seen that. We've made so much money. Georgia's given up 4.6 points per game, guys. That's it. That's what their defense has given up. But keep in mind, they really haven't played a huge caliber team just yet. So this is definitely their biggest test of the season so far. The biggest test is today, plain and simple. And we've already seen, Ohio State, back to the Michigan conversation, Ohio State dominate. But yeah, I see them weak, very, very, very weak on weak teams. Yeah, West Virginia and Baylor, super low total in that one, and already at 14. I missed the boat on that one. All right, folks, that is what I have for today. The free play, Western Michigan laying the 12.5. Western Michigan laying the 12.5. The daily free play that was put out for later on today between the New Mexico State and Nevada game, I actually really like that. Shane says, I can tell you who's not winning the Big Ten. That's Wisconsin, right? Rutgers getting ready to score against Michigan State. Michigan State 11. Tennessee up 7-0. Florida up 7-0. Texas up 7-0. Arkansas Ole Miss 0-0 with a huge total there. Bowling Green up 7-0. West Virginia and Baylor tied 7-7. And there is your rundown. And Northern Illinois up 3-0. They ended up kicking a field goal after stalling in Toledo's end zone. Or not end zone, but down in Toledo's zone. All right, folks, that is what I have for today. Let's make some money. Please wager responsibly. And by the way, you have until 7 p.m. Eastern time to get on board Guaranteed Saturday. It's on sale, 50% off. So if you're not on it, $75 comes with the big guarantee. And don't forget, UFC. UFC starts in an hour and 40 minutes. No joke. An hour and 40 minutes UFC starts. So don't miss out. All right, don't miss out. It's going to be a good one. And the UFC Max Fight pick, you're going to like it. You're definitely going to like it. All right, guys. All right, guys, good luck. Wager responsibly. Don't do anything stupid. And that Sunday NFL guarantee play that we pushed on last week, that'll be on the website later today. All right, guys. Good luck, everybody. Have a great Saturday. And please, wager responsibly. Good luck, everybody.